my freshman year in high school, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, he went several months where they didn't know what was wrong with him, and they had to do exploratory surgery to find out. So that Christmas before he was officially diagnosed, they thought he had some kind of hepatitis or jaundice or something like that, and so he was quarantined. We couldn't see him, and so he had to spend Christmas alone at our house. And so we could go by and see him through like the sliding glass door. We couldn't go in, and so that was probably the first time there was like, I don't know if I'd say it took on like a the Jesus is a reason for the season kind of thing, but it kind of, the whole family thing kind of took a turn. It was like, okay, this is really hard, and just there was a lot of growing up that took place during that time. And so, but that's the first thing that comes to mind when you ask that, was that, I remember having to see him and be a part, but yet right there was really kind of a weird dynamic.
I remember the first year that we, as a family, took food to another family that didn't have anything at Christmas. We weren't by any means like a rich family, but God blessed us a lot. And so we would just decide, all right, they didn't have angel trees back then, but it was somebody in the church that needed some help. And so we literally, mom and dad would take us and go to the grocery store, and we'd buy all the stuff that we would want to eat for Christmas, the ham and all that stuff. And then we'd take it over to their house and give it to them. And we didn't cook it, I just took it to them. And I was probably 10 or younger when I really understood what we were doing, like why we were doing it, share Christ, but also just the giving aspect of it.
Yeah, I think making that transition from, ooh, you're a kid, gifts, to giving, I don't remember exactly when that was, probably my early 20s.
2 years ago.
That's about 5 years ago.
But I was a selfish kid.
About the time we recorded our first Christmas record.
No, but it was Christmas definitely took on a whole different meaning. And when I got married, there were the nothing years after child to that, and sharing Christmas with someone else was a big deal.
When I started having children, I realized how much more that time of year as a whole meant to me, and family, extended family as well. Having children on top of traveling so much, it became really apparent to me that, my children understand that this time of coming together was important for our family, but at the same time, the older I get, my extended family that I see maybe once a year, that may be the only time of year I get to see some of my extended family, that's become very important to me.